I'm Hector, and this is Anatomy of a Wrestling Injury. This particular injury is very fresh to me right now because it just happened last night. In fact, just a few hours ago. Roll the film. And that there is a wrist dislocation. How it happened, I don't know. I've seen the footage over and over, and I still can't understand how this injury particularly happened. Let's take a slow motion look at how it happened. Now, let's give some context leading up to the injury. This is a match between myself, the challenger, versus Blood Eagle, the Lucha Pro Heavyweight Champion. It's a Lucha Libre style match, 2 out of 3 falls. Blood Eagle has taken the first fall, and I am about to take the second fall, tying up the match 1-1. I duck the clothesline from him, I go under, take him up in a schoolboy, and pin him. This is the point where I realized there is something wrong, because as I'm pinning him, I have him with my right arm. My left hand is supposed to grip his tights and pull on him, repeating what he did to me for the first fall. And that's when I look down and I realize my hand is not working properly. And that's when I noticed that the hand is shifted this way. And there's a big gap here, and it's protruding this way. At that point, I grip it and pop my hand back into place. Before this, I didn't feel any pain. There was pain. My brain sensed the pain, but it was almost an out-of-body experience where I knew there was pain, but I didn't feel it. I can't describe that feeling. I've had it before. But I know there's something wrong because my hand did not look right. And as I grip it, I just thought I need to pop this broken bone back into place. Just very quick like that. If you look at the video, you see that everything happened very quick. Yet, at the moment for myself, it's happening in slow motion. And so once I grip it and I pop it back into place, that is where all the pain started registering. And I thought, it's a broken bone, it's a broken wrist. Because initially, no pain. At least that I could scream about. My brain sensed there's something wrong, there's pain here. And once I popped it in, pah, there went the pain. And that's where I start screaming to Blood Eagle, cover me, end it, go home, broken wrist. And he couldn't hear me. My family usually doesn't come to any of my shows, any of my matches. In this instance, they were actually in the front row. Without a clear knowledge of what the extent of my injury was, Blood Eagle kept giving me heat, kept putting the boost to me, and just to basically close out the match, he continued in a barrage of attacks. even bringing in a chair. Understandable, but I really wanted to get the heck out of the ring, and that's why I just no-sold, and it helped. It helped with the storytelling. But then again, here comes the sickness, where it's something that Roddy Piper used to talk about, like a sickness of you just keep, the show must go on. And here comes one of the things that really just almost blew my mind in a way, was that once I reached the back, Blood Eagle comes rushing to the back asking, okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? Because he couldn't really hear me in the ring, but he starts massaging and putting whatever, if there was anything still out of place, he was pushing everything, and I'm screaming into my tights, just screaming, because it is very painful at that point. I did not go to the doctor because literally I'd sit in the emergency room for hours, then see the doctor, and they would just pop whatever's has popped out of place back into place. But at this point, I've already popped it in for myself, and if there's anything left over, Blood Eagle certainly popped whatever was remaining back into place. Medicine that they would have given me would have been painkillers, and I've had a history with painkillers, and I don't want to walk that line anymore. Over-the-counter Tylenol, I think, would suffice. If I can be tough enough to get in the ring, I think I can be tough enough to manage this type of pain, which is more like a severe sprain now. Let's take a look at my wrist. Don't mind the toys. I also do toy unboxing reviews on this channel. Check them out. They're a lot of fun. And it doesn't look bad. Amazingly, there's no bruising that I can see yet. But you do start seeing the swelling coming around there. And this is as far as I can turn my wrist. Actually, I'm not even turning it. I'm turning my elbow more. I couldn't tan correctly leading up to the show, and that's why I have all these brown spots all over my hands, because I had to apply self-tanner. The initial look, it seems like there's nothing wrong until I introduce my other hand. And as you can see, I cannot properly turn this wrist, and then you start noticing the swelling. See how my thumb has swollen? My hands are also a bit puffy. My palm is a bit puffy. You'll see small little creases here. That's from bandage that I put on. You see some swelling around here. And actually you do see a little bit of bruising starting to appear here. I do expect some more bruising to start coming out. The back of my hand is also a bit swollen. And you can see the swelling here. There's a slight bruising starting to appear here. My hand was actually over here, and I squeezed it this way and popped it back in. Unfortunately, this is not my first wrestling injury, and it's not the first one caught on film. If you would like to see more videos like this, drop me a comment. Let me know what you would like to see, how you would like to see it. This is just literally off the cuff. I'm doing this more as a therapeutic type of thing in a way, because I couldn't sleep. Not because the pain was so severe, but because maybe it's the trauma to my body. I'm having all kinds of weird dreams and I can't sleep. So this is a way to kind of almost like, I'm guessing, step over this and continue. I've got other wrestling videos where I don't get injured. You can watch those. And I really do recommend Blood Eagle's YouTube channel. He's got some great content that includes myself over the years. The pain is bearable, and I would say the pain in here is worse than the pain in here. I not only extremely worried my family, who was on the front row, I disappointed them. They wanted a good show. They wanted to see Papi perform. Instead, they saw Papi get injured again. Not only did I cut short the match and disappoint the fans, the pain fans, I also disappointed my opponent, who, this guy can go. I mean, he's amazing, and he's been doing amazing work and just going for more than a decade already. I also disappointed my friends, the promoters. I think the one that hurts the most is I disappointed myself. I was trying my best to hang with Blood Eagle because he's a great barometer to can he go or not. And I failed that barometer by a lot. I failed myself by a lot, and I am my own worst critic. If you're an athlete, a lot of the time you spend it training on your own. 100% of the time, I'm training on my own. I'm in the weight room, jogging at the park, and I don't have anybody else beside me training, working out, except myself. And I'm the one pushing myself to do better, to be better. I have to look in the mirror. I have to see my reflection and know that I failed him. And I have to live with that. That's more painful than this right here.
Some days you don't want to push too hard because your body just isn't in the mood. And quite often that's where injuries occur. But it plays on your brain because you don't want to slow down. You don't want to feel that you are vulnerable. Well, we are. We're all vulnerable.
Please click here for the next video, or click here to subscribe. You have a great one, and I'll try to do the same thing and keep punching.
Just keep punching away.